Hey, what up? What up? What up? What up? What up? How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight? Hold on one second. I am just trying to put this stuff out here. What's good, y'all? It's been a while. It's low key, it's been longer than a while. But what's up? Welcome. Thanks for pulling up the Hawks Hoops Live. Happens every Wednesday. Now every Wednesday at 8 p.m. I know I've been saying that. I know we haven't had it for a little bit, but we are live tonight. We have a lot that we want to talk about. Mega VR Freak, what's good? Thanks for pulling up to the stream. Ant-Man Burner, what's up, man? Thanks for pulling up. How y'all guys doing tonight? Look who decided this stream. Rage, what's good, bro? Hold on. I'm looking for I just saw. Oh. Caleb Martin for MIP? That's a name that flew under the radar. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm looking him up right now. Has he been hooping like that? Like, or are you trolling me? Never know what you Rage. I truly never know. Oh, okay. All right. I thought it was a heat troll, but what's Caleb is that's what I'm saying. I thought he's been hooping well. Like, I don't think he's been hooping bad. I just don't think he's been hooping in MIP conversations. You feel me? Finally, what's up, Hawk? I feel you. Actually, y'all just reminded me. I'm sitting here. Look, it's been so long since we have streamed that I forgot to do. You know what I mean? Where would that be under? Boop. What's good, my boy? Nah, not a fresh cut. When did I cut this? Today's Wednesday. I think I cut this Sunday afternoon to get my week started for work or something like that. No, last week. I cut this last week, sometime last week. I don't remember. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't remember. All right, we about to get officially started in a second. You feel me? Definitely didn't take a couple hour. What is a couple hour nap? Nah, that's crazy. Why are y'all faces orange? When did I do that? Is everybody's face orange? Nah, just Ant-Man's. So why is Ant-Man's face orange? All right, so it's just Ant-Man's face. I don't know why. What is a couple hour nap? What is that? What is a couple hours and a nap? So you telling me you just woke up from a nap? You live on the East Coast? You woke up at 8 o'clock from a nap? You about to go to bed at 2 in the morning. All right. Now, 8,000 years later. So in case y'all was wondering what I was doing this whole time, I was trying to get my TikTok stream up. You feel me? That's literally this whole time. That's what I've been trying to do. All right. We got a lot of people to talk about. A lot of basketball has happened over the past couple of weeks. I'll be honest. There's no way we're addressing everything. It's just simply impossible. We're not doing everything. All right, so Central Time, so that's like 7 o'clock over there. So I guess that's not the end of the world. Is your profile Kenny Ant-Man? Is that who your profile is? It looked like Kenny on my screen, but the fact that it ain't the fact that joint won't pop up is crazy. So it is Kenny. That's really crazy. I've been actually watching a lot of Kenny lately to try to get inspired to create content because I've been slacking. All right. Okay. So let's get this thing popping, y'all. Y'all know how we do. Happens every Wednesday. Now that we've even had a 10-minute intro at this point. Well, only 5-minute intro at this point. Thanks y'all for pulling up to the stream. Y'all know how we do. We got a lot to talk about. The title of the stream, yes, is award winners, season award winners. We're all going to do that, and it's going to be based off of if the season were to end right now. This is not any projections. This is not any, I think this guy, that guy might turn it around. This guy, that guy might keep up this level of play, level of sustainability, nothing like that. This is just, these are the awards. If the season were to end today on the 30th of November, this is what the awards would look like. You know what's hilarious? I think I've only seen 2 Spurs games so far this season. I have not watched a ton of Spurs games. I have not watched a ton of Spurs games at all this season, which is sad to say, but it's also the Spurs. No offense to the Spurs, amazing organization. I'm just not tuning in that often. Pop, don't play him. Pop, don't. Question. Let me ask you this. You have a different name on every account, like every different on Facebook. I mean, different on IG to the Discord to TikTok. Because I want to say Malachi Brandon for MVP. You used to be like ESPN or something like that. But anyway, who are you a fan of, Mega VR Freak? Are you a Spurs fan? Because at first I wasn't really sure. I don't know why I said Facebook. At first, I feel like all your Abbies was just the ESPN logo, but you've been Raptors. Interesting. So why Malachi Brandon? Like, what made you like rock with him? I'm very curious. I don't know why, but I was thinking about that earlier today. If we're being honest, didn't even see the title. Just found they were doing awards, and clicked the noti. Hey, it's all good, bro. I just appreciate you. You see the noti you pulled up. He's a bucket, I guess. Hey, that's a good response. He's a bucket, I guess. Okay, so Raps fans, very interesting. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. I got some thoughts on some just teams in general that I want to get off my chest. I do have some apologies to give out to some organizations. Some of y'all were right about some things, and then I'm not gonna. And I was just wrong about some things. And some things I thought I was gonna be right about, I was right about. So we're just gonna take just a nice little overview look of the season after we do the awards. It'll kind of all be blended in together. Y'all know how we do. We be all over the place. So drop the comments, drop the questions. Y'all ain't new around here. Because I started watching college hoops and started watching the Buckeyes, and he was freshman of the year. Okay, this makes way more sense. That makes way more sense. It makes a lot more sense now. She hates Chase. Yo, what's good? By the way, if you on TikTok and if you want to see what the full stream look like, come on over to YouTube. Links in my bio. Shameless plug. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. We'll get the awards out the way first. That way it's easier for me when I want to clip this up and make it a little video later tonight. And then we'll just get into some of just my thoughts around the league in general. Oh, you coming over to YouTube right now? Appreciate that. Really, really do appreciate that. W plug for real. Hey, you gotta plug the stream. Come on now. You gotta plug the stream. You gotta plug the streams. All right, let's get into it. Y'all know how we do around here. Y'all know I love a good tier list. Y'all know I love a good tier list. And I said, because I'm always trying to figure out the best way to I don't want the streams to always just be me talking to the camera for 2 hours straight. Like, I wanted to give your eyes something else to look at. All that being said, I've been liking the tier lists. We've done them when we've been ranking standings and players and stuff like that. And I said, well, can we get creative and make each tier one of the awards? And you kind of can see all my, because I want to talk about honorable mentions and everything like that. So here we have, let me make this full screen so y'all can actually see it. Dang, he holding me accountable. He said, when we get in the 2K content, listen, I set up, I did this whole setup. I went out of my way to reset up my plug in my Elgato. My Elgato had been unplugged for like months, literal months. And then my Xbox was acting up, but now my Xbox is better. I have the Elgato. I just have to record next time me and the guys are in the rec or playing or whatever. Pope, what's good with you? Thanks for pulling up, bro. How you doing tonight? I feel like I ain't seen y'all or talked to y'all in a minute because I ain't been on Xbox. I was trying to be creative. You feel me? Appreciate you for noticing. All right, so let's get into this. This is what it looks like right here. Boom. Can y'all see that? Let me just move. I'm going to move. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to move myself. Should I leave myself in this upper right-hand corner? Dang, y'all in the rec now? Y'all not going to see me till at least 9. Might be like 9:30, 10 o'clock. You might not see me at all. I'll check the Xbox app when I'm done here because I low-key want to do some editing after this, but we'll see. So yeah, as you can see, how's that look on here? Let me just do 1, 2, maybe make that a little bit bigger so everybody can see it a little better. That should be solid. I feel like that should be good. All right, so we got MVP. As you can see, MVP, MIP, 6 Man of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year. Let me grab my notes so I actually know who I have where. Russ for MIP. All right, so a lot of thought went into this. Not too much thought, I'll be honest. Some thought, not too much thought. I'm very curious to see if y'all feel like I missed somebody. I feel like whenever I do a list, whenever we pull out the tier list, there's always somebody I forget. Always, regardless of how much time I put into it, regardless of how many people I think I added to the list, how many people I think I covered, someone always reminds me I forgot someone. Someone said nice posters on TikTok. Appreciate you. Once again, TikTok, if you want to see the full stream, come over to YouTube, link in bio. I'm not seeing who we forget. You're not gonna see Malachi. You're not gonna see. You just said yourself Pop not playing him. And Loki, I just looked up his numbers. I want to say he's averaging like 9. I did check him. I checked for him before the stream because I was like, man, my man gonna be asking about him. Let me see if he's deserving. Nah. No, sir. All right. Does this tell me? No, right? Who did I? Boom. Boom. Oh, okay. I'm like, anyway. Malachi's averaging 5? I thought it was 9. Oh yeah, nah. He ain't getting no burn. He ain't getting no burn whatsoever. All right, let's start with MVP. The MVP. I saw a tweet the other day, and somebody just mentioned it on TikTok too, and I saw it earlier today. It said it was actually StatMuse. Do I have it on my phone right now? Y'all know I got low key ADHD. We about to be all over the place. I can't pull it up on my phone because we're streaming from my phone. Oh, did they tweet that? Basically, it was like Devin Booker is averaging, I want to say 28, 5, and 6. Best team in the Western Conference. It is in an MVP conversation. And I seen somebody just put at the TikTok comments, is Devin Booker MVP? Like, should he be considered MVP? Hey, what's good, bro? Thanks for pulling up, Daniel. Should Devin Booker be in MVP conversations? I think the NBA is at, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to word this, because I feel like something similar happened last year where Devin Booker was hooping, putting up some really, really good numbers. Phoenix were the number 1 team in the Western Conference for most of the season. And Devin Booker really, really wasn't in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And now we're getting to the point where Chris Paul is down with an injury. And the Phoenix Suns are still getting some wins, putting wins together. Devin Booker's still playing amazing. And it feels like Devin Booker's still not in the MVP conversation. And I think the reason for that is you got 2 literal demigods in Luka, Giannis, putting up amazing, crazy numbers. And then you got a guy like Jason Tatum with an absolutely amazing 2-way play, right? So for me, the finalists came down when I was looking at it. It was Luka, and this is in no particular order. Luka obviously is in the conversation. He's, I can tell you right now, I don't have his numbers pulled up, and I definitely don't have them memorized off the top of my head, but we can do this together. Okay, I know he was close to a triple-double. I didn't think he was that one. 33, 8, and 8. Basically 33, 99 if you round up, on 31% from 3, and then 72% from the free throw line. It always baffles me that Luka, for his career and season to season, isn't necessarily a great 3-point shooter. Just as a random aside. But I think we still all fear his step back, and I think his step back is a huge part of his game. But I don't think, I don't know. I think it's always weird when we think about Luka. The 3-pointer is a weapon that he uses, but it's not like he's an amazing 3-point shooter. Abs the Dabs, great question. Great point here. Thanks for pulling up to the stream. Definitely a new name, and I'm pretty sure you just pulled up from TikTok, so I appreciate you. His argument is stronger this year because the Suns have lost 2 starters, Chris Paul and Cam Johnson, and he's playing better as the number 1 seed. I get your point. I really do. And I do think this is probably the best argument he's had. I think Devin Booker for this season and last season, the talk of he's a defensive liability has essentially stopped. I wouldn't say he's a defensive stopper or an amazing two-way player or anything like that. But one thing I will commend Devin Booker on that I saw last season, that's who I always miss somebody. I'm telling you, I always miss somebody. No Curry Hawk. No Curry. I always miss somebody. I promise you, I always miss somebody. But back to Devin Booker. I think he is having an amazing season. He doesn't necessarily make my MVP conversation, and it's not necessarily a knock to him. And you can ask me, well, what does he have to do to get into that MVP conversation? As crazy as it sounds, he's either got to, I don't even want to say he's got to score more and do more because he's doing a lot. Devin Booker right now, 27, almost 20, basically 28 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 47% from the field, 35% from 3, 88% from the free throw line. Number 1 seed in the Western Conference. What is it about Devin Booker's game that doesn't have people put him in MVP conversations? Because I get the argument for why he should be there. Like Suns fans tell me all the time, or other people who have him in their MVP conversations, have him in the conversation. But I promise you, when I was making this list and putting together my MVP list, Devin Booker was not a name that crossed my mind. And somebody just asked on TikTok, does Luka have the team success for MVP? So if we're going off of right now, Luka, no, does not have the team success for MVP. We get the MVP isn't necessarily a team award, if you will. But I mean, the Mavs are the 9 seed. They're 10-10. I don't necessarily see Luka getting it for real. Let's talk about Giannis. Luka's playing absolutely amazing. We talked about him for a little bit. Giannis, obviously also in the conversation. Amazing two-way play. You can make the argument the best player in the league. I've been saying that for the past 2 years, and I still believe it to be true. But my MVP pick, if I had an MVP vote, if you would be, it'd be Jason Tatum. My MVP pick right now is Jason Tatum. The two-way play from Jason Tatum is, I put out a tweet the other day. It didn't get no traction because I got like 50 followers on Twitter, but whatever. The thought was genuine. And I asked a simple question. Is Jason Tatum the most complete player in basketball right now? Because if you really had to think about it, what is Jason Tatum's biggest weakness? What is it? Because for a little bit, a couple years ago, you'd be like, okay, like he's not necessarily the greatest playmaker, and he's still not the greatest playmaker, but he's still solid. He's a good playmaker now. He makes the right plays. He's gotten better year over year. He's a really good defender, and low-key, I think his defense gets, I don't want to use the word underrated. I'll say his defense gets overlooked because of how good defensively the Celtics are as a unit. Jaylen Brown defensively is really, really good. Marcus Smart just won Defensive Player of the Year last year. Time Lord, what is Time Lord's real name? Robert Williams? Robert Williams III could have won Defensive Player of the Year last year. So I don't think sometimes Jason Tatum gets his flowers when it comes to his defensive versatility and being able to be a great point of attack defender. The scoring we all know was there. He can score at all 3 levels of the court, mid-range, in the paint, at the 3-point, at the 3. Nah, this is crazy. Bill Walton a better playmaker than Tatum is? So like if you look at just the 2 years that Bill Walton was going crazy before he got injured, it's low-key not that crazy. What does Kevin Durant need to do to be in the MVP conversation? I think Kevin Durant, for me, I'll be honest with you. I think the MVP race is really tough. A couple of things. I think the MVP race is really, really tough. I think Kevin Durant, for some people, he really could be in the race. I think he could have an argument for it. I know he just went off the other night, but I think the problem with Kevin Durant not being in the MVP race is I just think people are tired of the Nets. Like, I think people are tired of him in the Nets, and people aren't necessarily paying attention to him in terms of the MVP race. Because I'll be honest, the games the Nets do win is still a lot of it because of Kevin Durant. The games they win is because Kevin Durant went off. That man had 40 something against the Orlando Magic, and I want to say they won by like 3. It wasn't a crazy big win. So if he's in your conversation, that's cool with me. This is just my top 3 finalists, and to me, he wasn't a top 3 finalist. Now, every position isn't just top 3 finalists. That's just what I did for MVP. But to get really in the conversation, I would say he needs some more team success. Like, the Nets have to win games. Very similar to how when somebody asked earlier, where's Curry? Curry's having a season to be in the MVP conversation, but the Warriors aren't winning games. Now you could say, or they're not winning games right now. You can say, Hawk, you're a hypocrite. I'm sitting here looking at Luka. You're right. I am a hypocrite. I'm human. I don't know. I don't really have an explanation for you. Become Luka or Giannis. All right. So my MVP, Jason Tatum. Do most improved next, Daniel? You got it, because that's exactly where we headed anyway. So for most improved, I have let me see one thing real quick here. No, all right. For most improved, the most improved was probably the hardest one. And honestly, the most fun one for me, because it feels like there's a lot of players who are deserving of the most improved award, who have showed up a lot and are really hooping this year. Like, and at varying degrees, some guys have gone from like fringe all-star to superstar. Some guys have gone from a guy who doesn't get no burn to like now the starter on his team and is surprising a lot of people with what he can do. And some guys are just made the right adjustments around a new situation. So I'm gonna start off with the first honorable mention. I got to talk about Bol Bol. Do I think he's really in the conversation and he would really get the award? Oh, I didn't even realize I didn't have this up. Do I think he'd really be in the conversation, would really get the award? No, I don't. But he has really been playing very, very well. He's been playing absolutely amazing. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Bol Bol. I think we're finally seeing. I tweeted this the other day too. Shameless plug. You better go follow me on Twitter. That I tweeted this the other day that the Orlando Magic aren't worried about being in the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes because they already have Wembanyama and his name was Bol Bol. Like Bol Bol's doing everything, and especially in that we talked about the Nets game earlier. We just talked about that game where Kevin Durant was going off, but Bol Bol also was getting in his bag a little bit, taking it up the full length of the court, hitting threes in people's faces, blocking shots here and there. Bol Bol is like Victor Wembanyama diet Victor Wembanyama. I think Victor Wembanyama has the potential to be, some little bit higher IQ, play a little bit better defensively, some stuff like that. But Bol Bol is really, really good. And if you're not watching him, you're doing yourself a disservice. I know I can be saying that about a lot of teams, and I feel like I be throwing that phrase around a lot, but he really is exciting to watch. The biggest thing for me when it comes to Bol Bol and why I don't think he would really actually be in the conversation is because to me at least, and how I think the NBA should look at the MIP award, and I think they did a little weird with giving it to Ja last year, so we'll see what they do this year. But Bol Bol wouldn't be in the running for me because he only played 14 games last year. He didn't even really play enough to qualify. Like, to me, you have had to have played a decent amount of games. We see what you were. You improve in the summer, and you do better the next year. He's basically just getting playing time, or finally just being able to see what he can do. A lot of Nuggets fans would tell me, because I saw some people on Twitter saying it, that Bol Bol, it's not that. A lot of Nuggets fans would tell me it's not that that the Nuggets missed out on him, or the Nuggets fumbled the Bol Bol bag, if you will. It's that they claim to say he wasn't this player in Denver. And I can see that a little bit to an extent. He didn't necessarily look this comfortable in Denver when he was in games, and he didn't play with this freedom and fluidity. But I will also say that could be because he only played in Denver during garbage time. He never seemed to get an opportunity for real in Denver. To me, from the outside looking in, this is a guy who, I'll be honest, I did not watch. I have not seen every Denver Nuggets game over the last 3 seasons. But when I did watch the Nuggets, it was plenty of times where he didn't play at all. And when he did play, it was garbage time where they were either up by a lot or down by a lot. So take that, I guess, with a grain of salt for the Bowl pick. Wait a minute. My body, my rights. What is going on in here? What are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? Rudy Gay is a part of the sub 40. Wait. Are you saying sub 40? I hate greater than less than. I'm not even gonna hold you. We learned greater than less than in like the 4th grade. And I've struggled with it ever since. The 40, 30, 80 club? He's shooting under those? See, I don't even know how to read this. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't know how to read this. See, you should have said sub. You should have said sub. Okay, so that's the less than sign. All right. See, I thought, okay, that does make sense because it's eating the other thing. So it's A. Hey, Ninja Dills, what's good? Hey, everyone, don't worry about me. I'm playing Mario Kart, but the Lakers are still missing the playoffs, but they're getting back on track. We'll talk about the Lakers in a little bit. I got a lot of thoughts on the Lakers. Next up in MIP conversation, let's just pick a name that I know I want to talk about. Let's talk about Tyrese Halliburton. I think he's in an MIP conversation for sure. He's having an absolutely amazing season. We just saw the stats the other day that he and his last, I want to say 3 or 4 games, he's racked up 40 assists, 0 turnovers. Just had that game-winning assist against the Lakers was that last night or the night before? Monday night. Passed the ball 1.4, 1.6 seconds left to, I can see his face, but cannot remember his name. Makes the buzzer beater shot to win the game. Lakers blow a 14 or 17 point lead with 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Tragic, for sure. But Tyrese Halliburton's looked absolutely amazing. He's shooting the ball well. He just looks poised. He looks like he's having a lot of fun out there playing in Indiana. He's I don't want to say a big reason, but he's got Miles Turner looking really, really good right now as well. Diming him up. Like, Tyrese Halliburton is just, he's surprised. I'll be honest. He surprised me with how poised he looks for as young as he is. He doesn't turn the ball over a lot. He controls the pace of the game. He looks like a veteran point guard who knows how to run an offense, and he's proving that right now. People go back and forth all the time, and I'm going to defend Kings fans here. People go back and forth all the time with the thought of, well, the Kings could have had him. The Kings did have him, and they traded him away. But from what we've seen so far, though, I would say this is one of the rare trades where both teams won. Because Tyrese is thriving in Indiana, and Sabonis looks really, really good on the Kings. The Kings are looking really, really good right now. We'll talk about him in a little bit, but that's one of the teams I'm going to be apologizing to because I was completely wrong on the Kings. Not completely wrong, but they are playing better than I expected. I'll say that. Alligator eats. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Alligator eats the bigger number, and that's the thing. The thing is, when I'm used to seeing greater than less than, I'm used to seeing it in like a math equation or like there's something on either side. But people using it now on social, it just be like, it'll be a statement and then a bunch of the greater than or less than symbols, and I'll be like, does this mean you really like this thing, or does this mean you hate this thing? I don't know. Eating the other thing is wild for more than less. See, this is saying Malachi is better. See, that I get. But no, Shea doesn't win my MIP. Kevin Huerter's on my MIP shortlist as well. Was he on my MIP shortlist? Let me double check before I sit here and lie to y'all. And he's not on my MIP shortlist. And he was not, and he was meant to be for something else. Let me just double check this real quick. Yeah. Kevin Huerter was. So Kevin Huerter is also on my MIP shortlist. Doesn't necessarily win the award, but I think I wanted to give him some love because he's doing exactly, and I mean exactly what the Kings picked him up to do. He's shooting absolutely amazing, shooting, I want to say 45% from the field right now, from three, excuse me, right now. And when I checked, when did I check this? When I checked this about couple days ago, maybe sometime last week, he was 9th in the league in terms of 3-point shooting. No, this was just Monday actually for the Hot Takes video. Shameless plug. Go watch the Hot Takes video if you haven't seen it yet. Lava asks thoughts on the Knicks. Bold as KD with better defense. That is hilarious. Supposedly Mike Brown didn't play him because of his attitude as a player. Glory for MIP. Interesting. Yo, when I tell you, I be missing stuff. All right, the Depoy tier isn't here. My players are here for Depoy, but I didn't make the tier, so I think I can add that in. What were we talking about? Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter's hooping right now. Just for some context, went from 12 points a game last year to 16 points a game this year. Not the craziest of jumps, but to me, what's really standing out is his 3-point shooting. He's shooting 2 more attempts than he did last year, but went from 38% to now 45% from 3. He's doing absolutely everything that the Kings that's what I was saying. He's doing everything that the Kings brought him there to do. Shooting off of dribble handoffs, shooting off of pick and pops, coming off of screens. He's playing just really, really good basketball, and I'm loving it. Serge, what's good, my mans? How you doing? Happy to hear from you. And before you ask, Serge, no, you have not missed these last couple of weeks. I have not been live, so you have not missed. I just have not been live. And last 2 main finalists for MIP. Like I said, MIP was the one I had the most for. Obviously, got to give a shout out to Lauri Markkanen. Not an entirely different player. I think that's gas to say he looks like an entirely different player, but he definitely looks like a player who's happy with his new situation and a player who finally feels like he has the opportunity to be the number 1 guy on his team. Went from 14 points a game to 22 points a game this season, 52% from the field, 38% from 3. And while the way the Jazz play, he still at times doesn't necessarily feel like the number 1 guy. Because when I tell you the Jazz move that ball, the Jazz move that ball. Like he's averaging 22, and then the next highest is Jordan Clarkson with 19. Malik Beasley 14. So yeah, I would say Lauri Markkanen, and he got to be the number 1 guy on a team. Going into it, I didn't know how good it would look. I'll be honest with you, but the Jazz are one of the teams I have definitely been wrong about, because that was a team that I just knew was going to break it up and not be together, and because they had good pieces. Like I was like, y'all can trade a lot of this stuff for draft picks. So they said, you know what, we could, but we might chill out. And I'm not mad at them for it. But obviously, my MIP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I said all that because I just really wanted to talk about all them other guys because I really like their games and I like what they've been doing. So we spent some time talking about them. But MIP is obviously SGA. He's having an absolutely amazing season. And you know what's crazy about the way Shai is playing? Well, from 24 points a game last year to 31, 50% from the field, still not that great of a 3-point shooter. Excuse me. But he's getting to the rim. He's doing so much for this OKC team that I truly, truly fear that we're going to get to the point sometime after All-Star break like that. I can see OKC being like, okay, go get your All-Star appearance, because if he continues this up, I don't care if OKC's the last team in the conference. He's got to be an All-Star, right? Like, he just has to be. Go get your All-Star appearance. And then I can see in the second half of the season, just like we've been seeing these last couple of years with OKC, Shai's not playing tonight. Shai's not playing tonight. So I fear that's going to be the case. But I'll be honest with you, the OKC were good. Shai would be in MVP conversations. Like, that's how good of a season he's having. But OKC's not good, so he's not. Ninja. There's so much going wrong in Minnesota. So much going wrong in Minnesota, and that's one of the first things I want to talk about as soon as we get out of here. As soon as we get done this, how long have we gone? 35 minutes. All right, we're gonna speed up the second half of these. Let me do this real quick for my own sanity, because that was getting on my nerves. There's so much I want to say about the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're just not good at all. Ninja Dills knows ball as a Wolves fan. Oh yeah, I guess you would be a Wolves fan, Ant-Man. Listen, I don't want to get off track. Remind me to come back to the Timberwolves, because I just want to get these thoughts off my chest, and then we'll go back to the Timberwolves. 6th man of the year, couple of candidates. I feel like it kind of should be obvious who it's going to be. Low-key, I feel like Christian Wood's in the conversation. Hear me out. I think he's having a pretty solid season. I think he's doing a lot of good things for the Dallas Mavericks. I'll be honest, I haven't seen a ton of Mavericks ball, but a couple of games I have seen of him, he has been playing well. So I wanted to show him some love. Russ, I also wanted to show him some love just purely off the strength of him accepting this off the bench role. He looks like a completely different person, and he looks like the best he's ever looked in a Lakers uniform. But my 6th man of the year, right? It's obviously Bennedict Mather. He's playing absolutely amazing. I want to say he's leading the league in points off the bench. Honestly, if Paolo wasn't in the league, he probably could win Rookie of the Year. But my Rookie of the Year is Paolo Banchero. I don't think I've ever seen an NBA play, and that's not true, not never seen, but I feel like it has been a while since I've seen a rookie come in, look as NBA ready as Paolo has. Now, I could just be living in the moment, being a prisoner of the moment and prisoner of the hype, and y'all could instantly be like, "Nah, Hawk, you forget about this, this, and this." But he's coming looking amazing, and I love that for him. Now, let me see. How do I? Because I think I can just normal view. Change background color. No. I don't want to edit the text in each row. How do you add a list? Can I edit without changing everything? I think it's going to change everything. Deploy. Submit. Nope. It didn't do it. It didn't do what I wanted it to do. I'm trying to figure out the best and how I would do this. Yo, I never feel old till I get on stream, bro. For real, for real. Click the gear and add a tier. Ah, this is crazy. I knew this, but I didn't. All right, appreciate you, Mega VR. Appreciate you. See, that's why you the mod, you feel me? That's why we made you the mod, because you be knowing stuff. All right. Now that we fixed that, let me see what y'all talking about real quick before we move on. It's called staying up with the because you know ball. Hey, that is facts. If you watch Chris move, you can really stay up on basketball. Nah, this is crazy. That emoji with that is wild. I ain't gonna lie to you, Ant-Man Brown. You know I'm on Xbox. Why you had to rub that in? Why you do that? You know I'm on Xbox. Y'all know I'm on Xbox. I want PlayStation so bad. The day I get a PlayStation, though, is the day I become the day I get a PlayStation is the day I'm no longer a contributing member to modern society, because I'm going to play Spider-Man, then I'm going to play Miles Morales, and then I'm going to play the first God of War, then I'm going to play the second God of War, then I'm going to play the Uncharted series, and then I'm going to play. There's so many PlayStation exclusives I want to play. So many PlayStation exclusives I want to play. So many. All right. Both Spider-Man games are on PC? You want to know something unfortunate? Hold on. I don't know if y'all peep this. I own a Mac. You see this bar down here? I'm on a Mac. I stream off Mac. So even it being on PC doesn't help me. Sorry. I'm on a Mac. That's tough. That is tough. Maybe I'll get a PC one day. All right, defensive player of the year. That's wild. I feel like I'm one of the few people who be streaming off a Mac. Nobody streams off a Mac. I just happen to have a Mac, and I like editing off of a Mac, so I stream off of it. Some kid in my school said Giannis is top 5 all time. Lucas Acoop, thanks for pulling up to the stream. Appreciate you. I feel like I haven't seen you in a little bit, so I appreciate you for pulling up. But also haven't seen you because I haven't been here either. That's funny. Olivia on TikTok says, I want to knock Paulo Banchero so bad, but I can't. He's just really good. And I get it. I was really trying to find not a hole in his game, but like Paulo's not automatically rookie of the year. And I'm looking and I'm like, no, Paulo Banchero's automatically rookie of the year, so it's okay. Giannis being top 5 all time. You said some kid at your school. Depending on how young you are, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Oh, they added it a little after? Dang. I need a PC now, too. All right, defensive player of the year. Y'all let me get distracted. This one honestly wasn't really that hard for me. Like, for real. OG, to me, is an honorable mention. He's leading the league in the steals. He's doing great defense on the perimeter. But, honestly, my real defensive player of the year is Brook Lopez. The Bucks missed him big time last season. They still were great, but they missed him for most of last season. He came in last season. You immediately saw his impact. And then this year, he's currently leading the league in blocks. I want to say he's leading the league in shots defended at the rim, or is at least in top 3. This is like stats from like 2 days ago, so it may have moved. I don't remember how close it was. But no, you see why Brook Lopez is so valuable, and it's absolutely insane to me that he's been able to literally revitalize his career. When he started his career with the Nets, by the way, I want to say he's still the leading scorer for the Nets franchise. Like, he was a bucket getter. He was in the post. One time he was regarded as the best center in the league, or at least like top 3 center in the league a couple of years ago. Beast in the post. Not necessarily a bad defender, but nowhere near the defender that I think we all respect him as now. Did not shoot the ball at all. So it's absolutely amazing that he has been able to literally revitalize his career. You know what's hilarious? I don't know how you just realizing this. He's just seeing the TikTok stream, no offense, Hawk, you a unit. I don't know how you realizing this. I never said I was small. No part of me ever said I was a small guy. I always said I'm a bigger guy. I'm a big guy. That's always been a thing. You just, I guess, late to realizing it. You know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you. Hey, NBA Facts. What's good, my boy? How you doing? Saying it like that is absolutely insane. And Coach of the Year. So I had a couple ideas for Coach of the Year. Monty Williams, I feel like should be in the running just because off the strength that he has the Suns as the number 1 seed in the Western Conference right now, and he dealing with Chris Paul and injury currently. Cam Johnson was injured. They haven't had Jay Crowder all season long. They just been dealing with some things. So respect to them for still being the number 1 seed in the West. Right. Same love goes to Coach Bud. Love for being I think they're the number 2 seed, I think, actually, right now in the Eastern Conference behind the Celtics. But similar love. Still don't have Middleton. We'll see, when he gets back. Still winning games. Much love for real, for real, for real. Then I had to throw some love to, I can't remember his name. Hold on, half a second, child. Oh, do I not even have the? Nah, this is crazy. Oh, y'all thought I catfished y'all? Y'all thought I was small? I mean, most videos is just shoulder up, but nah, I never. I mean, I'm not short. I'm just not thin. I'm like 6'1". I'm just not thin. My face looks small. My face looks small. I mean, I'll take it. But no. 5'11" in the 6th grade. What? Six one and 16 is a soft. I don't think that's odd. No way that's how you spelled that. No way this is how you spelled that, Ant-Man Burner. Handkerchief? There's no way. All right. I didn't realize I didn't have the screen share of what I was talking about. So we talked about Monty. We talked about Bud. I wanted to also show some love to, I got to look his name up because I don't know his new name. I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't know his name. I know he's been doing good, but I don't know his name off the top of my head. That is not who I... That is hilarious. Hold on. That is absolutely hilarious. That's why this was throwing me off. Because I'm like, I know I picked pictures of Will Hardy and Joe Mazzulla. Hanker. Bone apple tea. All right. We're composed again. We're back. We're back. Y'all got me all over the place. We're back. So, Coach of the Year, obviously, right? Joe Mazzulla, Will Hardy. I was thrown off a little bit there because I didn't realize I downloaded a picture of Will Hardy in a Celtics shirt. That's why I was like, I definitely should not have two Celtics coaches here. No, I don't have Bam for Depoy. I think he could potentially be in the running for it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't watched a ton of the Miami Heat. He probably is in the conversation for Depoy, but I've been, the word isn't disappointed, but frustrated with Miami Heat basketball. I'm giving them like another 2 weeks before I actually start paying attention to them again. That's just my honest answer. Rage. Might not be the answer you wanted to hear, but it's my honest answer. All right, hold on. Since y'all got me saying I'm huge on TikTok, you feel me? I gotta. No. And that's my. I don't want you to mishear me, Rage. I do realize Bam is the defensive anchor for that team. I do, and I realize without him, they're probably not as good as they are defensively. And I think he's definitely could be in the conversation for sure. He didn't make my list because he just didn't. I don't really have necessarily a reason for you. But the Miami Heat are a top 10 defense. He's a big reason for it, but it's not necessarily a but. I just didn't add him. It's not really a but. He could be in the conversation for sure. Just for me right now, Brook Lopez is my defensive player of the year. Just for me right now, it's Brook. Brook's playing amazing defense. So, Coach of the Year, honorable mention. I just had to throw Will Hardy in there. Full transparency, I wanted to do this award last week before the Jazz lost all those games. They're no longer like a top 4 seed out west, but it is what it is. But I got to go Joe Mazzulla as my head coach. coming in, stepping up, and from the assistant to the interim head coach, first off, to start the season. Then you don't have a Time Lord for the first couple of months and still one of the best teams in basketball. And the other reason I would say I'm picking Joe Mazzulla, outside of the record, outside of, the stats and stuff like that. Y'all remember last year when I kept saying about the Phoenix Suns, I don't see any kinks in the armor. Like, I don't see any problems with their roster. I love the way they play. That's how I feel about the Celtics right now. And while, yes, the personnel is absolutely amazing, they've put together an amazing roster, they don't feel like they lost anything in terms of how they play, in terms of the rotations, in terms of fighting back when a team goes on a run. Those are the type of stuff that you usually would look to a coach to, and usually you can attribute to coaches, like the flow of the game, how they, battle back from adversity. Some of that, is obviously the players on the court and stuff, but a lot of it is also gets credit to the coaches, and they're doing an absolutely amazing job. Joe Mazzulla is doing absolutely an amazing job. All right, now let me see what y'all in here talking about. So, for context, my way too early NBA awards, MVPs Jason Tatum, most improved Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Sixth Man of the Year, Benedict Mathurin, Rookie of the Year, Paolo Banchero, Defensive Player of the Year, Brook Lopez, and Coach of the Year, Joe Mazzulla. Nah, you can't say I'm sleeping on Spo when y'all are like the 11th seed right now, bro. And I want to say Spo might have been my Coach of the Year pick last year, or he was an honorable mention for it. He might have been my Coach of the Year pick. Or I probably actually gave it to Monty because he should have got it the year before, and they gave it to Bud instead. And I wanted to give it to, no. I don't think anybody's sleeping on Spo, considering y'all are under 500, 10 and 11. And I know it's not all on Spo, but you just can't be in that conversation as Coach of the Year being that low. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hold on, let me see. Let me find this. Because you also said something crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Bam over Embiid? Nah, fam. Nah. Never that. You know what is crazy? Speaking of Bam over Embiid, and since we were talking about Bam's defense, is something that I didn't necessarily realize until today. Y'all know the Sixers have the second best defense in the NBA? We got the second best defensive rating in the league right now. Did y'all know that? Because I ain't gonna lie, I did not. Let me see if I can find this tweet from StatMuse. That's where I saw it. StatMuse had put me on. So the Sixers right now this season, second in defensive rating. They're number one in points to the paint allowed, and they're number one in 3-point percentage allowed. The Sixers is low-key locking up. We just struggling to score, and our offense looks a little wonky at times. That's why we're not doing as good as I thought. But we're all over the place right now. But since we're talking about them, shout out to my Sixers. Some quick Sixers thoughts of mine. One, I'm not ready to completely give up on PJ Tucker, but I see what people's pushback was in the Discord and the comments when I was hyped that we got PJ. Y'all was all like, I don't know, Hawk, you might live to regret picking up PJ. He ain't what you think he is. The defense is still there at times. You know what I'm saying? He's not a complete negative. And I'm not a huge box score plus minus guy, but when you check his box score plus minus for most of our games, he's consistently positive, regardless of if he's scoring the basketball or even shooting a three. I'm hoping, praying he'll feel more confident in the offense. Like, it's not even that I'm asking for something crazy for him, because if you look at PJ's last couple of years, outside of maybe like his Bucks years, it's not like in Miami who was shooting a bunch of threes. We picked him up for his defense. The Sixers are still elite defensively, so on that front, it's working. You feel me? Also, quick shout out to my Sixers fans, which I don't think there's any other Sixers fans on our Discord outside of Ninja Dills. I think the Sixers, shout out to Shake Milton, right? He's averaging, I want to say, like 20, 22 points over these last 3 or 4 games with Harden and Maxey being out of the lineup. And I feel like the Sixers are finally getting the version of Shake Milton that we thought we were going to get a couple of years ago back in 2020. Like back in 2020, people talked about, at least in the Philly area, we talked about Shake Milton the way we were talking about Tyrese Maxey last year, that he was, next up, that he was this, young guard who has potential all-star potential. Like that's what we saw in Shake Milton. It didn't necessarily turn out that way, but over his last couple of games, he's actually looked really, really well for us and stepped up a lot while we've had people out of the lineup. Another guy who stepped up a lot while people were out of the lineup, Tobias Harris. I want to say he's put up at least 20 over the last couple of games. There was one game on and say he had 19, but he's doing everything possible that he can to try to get us some wins, especially when Joel, Maxey, and Harden are out of the lineup. So shout out to my Sixers for that. Don't do that to my boy. Don't do that to my boy. Ninja, you were right. I'm not all the way out on PJ. I will admit, I'm not all the way out on him, but I am concerned. I'll say that. I am concerned. You heard it, right? We're just struggling to score. Listen, I try not to talk about my Sixers on here because I don't want to sound too biased. I don't want to sound too high, too low, this, that, and a third. Y'all know me, I try to keep it as mellow and even kill as possible, but we're not perfect. We're not, the second seed. We're not looking like the second seed potential leaving the Eastern Conference that I thought we had the potential to. Like even right now, I don't know how bad we're losing to the Cavs because the game is on while we're streaming. I looked at right before the stream started, we were down almost 20. So who knows? Okay, 72-101 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right. Wow. And I want to say Allen's not playing tonight. And I also want to say I saw Darius Garland not playing. Maybe I'm tripping. Anyway. How are you a Grizzlies Warriors fan? That's equal to being a Celtics. Grizzlies and Warriors got beef like that? Nah, it's not the same as being the Grizzlies and Warriors beef is like new, recent beef. And low-key, they only really got beef because Andre Iguodala sat out on them and didn't want to play, which was still wild to this day. They've had some battles in the playoffs and stuff, and I'm looking forward to their Christmas Day game, but it's not equivalent to being a Celtics and Heat fan. Them two had beef. They had beef. Dunking over Tobias. Crack is cheap. Koloko over Tobias. That's hate. That's just hate. Precious over Tobias. Y'all sound crazy. Y'all sound crazy. I love y'all so much. I want to become a Grizzlies fan. That's crazy. I feel like you can't be a Grizzlies and a Timberwolves fan. I feel like for some reason those two vibes feel too similar to me. Yeah, I feel like you can't be fans of both of them. You see it, right? All right. Precious over Tobias isn't crazy. Who else? Another team. So, all right. What we been going? We're going for 58 minutes. Let's go for a couple more. I just want to give some apologies. Not mad. It's just, it's crazy. At this rate, we might just end up being the 4 seed at this rate. We just might end up being the 4 seed at this rate. All right. So this is what we're about to do. I'm about to pull up NBA standings because there's some teams I want to talk about, some teams I don't. And we're just going to kind of rapid fire a couple of these teams. Because I have some immediate thoughts on some not so immediate thoughts on others. I was going to ask y'all where y'all wanted me to start. And Rage picked it. Apologize to Kings fans. All right. So I just want to make it clear what we were apologizing for. Because I never said the Kings would be bad. If we go back and look, I never said the Kings would be bad. What I said was the Kings are going to be great offensively, and they're going to be a really fun offensive team to watch. They're going to put up a lot of threes, but defensively, they're going to be one of the worst in the league. Now, let's take a look at what the Kings are, right? That's what I said in my previews. That's what I said. And when we take a look at the Kings, right, we can pull this up. Let's look together. Right? Let's look as a family, if you will. The Kings right now, second in the league in points per game, third in the league in offensive rating, 25th in the league in defensive rating, 27th in opponent points per game. But what is impressive, and why the reason why they are the 6th seed in the Western Conference, net rating 9th in the league, plus 1.6. And I think part of that is really because their offensive rating really is so high. But for real, all jokes aside, shout out to the Kings. They're actually playing very, very well. It's legitimately some really fun offense to watch. We talked about it earlier. A lot of ball screens, a lot of dribble handoffs. Sabonis looks great. Kevin Hurd looks amazing. I'm late to the party, but I like Malik Monk's game. I think he's another guy for them who, when Fox isn't on the floor or Herder isn't on the floor, or they need somebody else who can, from time to time, create their own shot when they need a bucket, I've seen them look to Malik Monk, and he's given them some timely buckets. So shout out to them. And no. Shout out to the Kings. No rage. What I said was they'd be a play-in team. That's what I said. They the 6th seed right now. They one game out of the play-in. Let's see where the season ends. But I'm still standing 10 toes down on the fact that the Kings will likely be a play-in team. That's all I said. Play-in. And they're the 6th seed. Hey. Next team I want to apologize to, although they're technically the 8th seed right now, and they're 11-10, and they've lost 3 in a row. So maybe I don't need to apologize to them. I wasn't saying I wanted to apologize to the Atlanta Hawks. More specifically, DeJounte Murray. I'm not going to apologize to the whole Hawks, but I will apologize to DeJounte Murray. I didn't think him and Trae Young would work together. I didn't think it would work well, mainly because I said DeJounte Murray couldn't shoot. Well, he's proven me wrong and shooting 34% on 6 attempts per game. He's shooting a career high from 3, and I think that's a big reason why it is working. I was apprehensive about basically two point guards working together, mainly because I didn't know if DeJounte Murray could shoot or not. He's proven to me that he can shoot, and now it's looking not the exact same, but it's working similar to Chris Paul and James Harden. Once again, not the exact same, but that's like sometimes the vibe I get, where two point guards who are used to being really, really ball dominant, sharing the ball together, and it working. There's some other issues going on with the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young's kind of sort of low-key in the shooting slump. I think he can turn that around, and I don't necessarily expect the Hawks to stay what are they right now? What did I just say? The 8th seed? Behind but the Wizards been hooping. And the Pacers being the 4th seed is crazy to me. But, the Wizards have been hooping. So it'll be interesting to see how it all fleshes out. So I'm not apologizing to the Atlanta Hawks because I think they got some stuff to figure out. But I will apologize to DeJounte Murray because he's hooping. And I did not expect his 3-point shot to look as good as it is looking. Wait. Apologize to the Malachi Brennan fans around the world. Wait. Then he says, this is why he said, all around the world, your house? Nah, we need Ohio fans to stand up for real. I'm dead. Desmond Bane over Maxey? I'm not mad at that. I'm really, really not. You know why? Because I think Desmond Bane also brings some defense to it as well. Like, nothing crazy, but Desmond Bane also brings some defense, some grittiness. And I've seen Desmond Bane. I've also seen Tyrese Maxey win games for his team. So I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Hey, Range, what's good? Thanks for pulling up. No, I did ignore you. Would you say that? Oh, snap. I didn't even see you said this. You back? Hey, what's good? Thanks for pushing up. You watched a hot takes video a couple days ago. Also, shout out, shameless plug. If you ain't see the hot takes video yet, you know what I mean? Go ahead and watch that. Tatum has 38 in the third. Who are they playing? Who are the Celtics playing? He has 38 in the third. Oh, the Heat. Oh. He has 41 and 30 minutes. It's the third quarter still. Tyler Hero, 17, Caleb Martin. How about say, what's that about playing? Oh, Jimmy's out. Okay. All right. Jimmy's out. We didn't have Jimmy. All right. I see. That's why I said I had to look and see because I don't know. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Oh, all right. How about say, look, hey, you know what? I'm not even gonna pick on the Heat right now. I'm not even gonna pick on the Heat. Jaylen Brown and Andrew Wiggins, Jaylen Brown. And I love what Wiggins is doing. Wiggins is actually looking really, really good. He's shooting the ball very, very well this year as well. But Jaylen Brown, for sure. Hey, like the stream if you haven't. Come on now. Hey, I just answer the questions. You feel me? I just answer them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I just answer the questions. Wait, Ant-Man, what are you loading? What's loading, Ant-Man? What are you? I'm confused. All right. Oh, it's an emote. Well, no, I get that it's an emote, but is it like, is the emote loading? Like, is the actual emote the loading symbol, or is it just not work? You know what? Y'all gonna have me looking old on the internet again. Y'all gonna have me looking old. See, there it is. There it is. Is the loading joint emoji right now? I had no idea that was an emoji. I need to update my phone. When did that drop? This is up there with dang, who was that rapper we was talking about last time we was on stream? And I said, is that a new player's nickname? And I was like, that's some rapper from Chicago. And I was like, oh, interesting. Any more pop? So just like how we just apologized to DeJounte Murray because he's playing well on his team, and I thought 2-point guards were not going to work on the team, and we'll see how it goes for the rest of the season. There's some other stuff going on. Sleepy Hollow, yeah, that's what it was. You know what's not working and what doesn't look good? The Minnesota Timberwolves, yo. And because I done did a lot of apologies, I'm gonna stand on my little soapbox and say I was right on this one. I said this summer, I said, you know what? I don't really know how this is going to work. 2 centers on the court like this. Like, I don't see it working out. And everybody's telling me, oh, Hawk don't watch Timberwolves. They had Vanderbilt last year. Cat played the 4 last year. They had Vanderbilt. And I kept saying, I mean, I get that they had Vanderbilt, but defensively, Cat was still the 5. Vanderbilt played the 4. Cat wasn't really on the wing like this. And everybody was like, nah, they have Vanderbilt, Hawk. They're going to be straight. What are we seeing now? Cat on the floor looking lost on the perimeter. Countless times I see Rudy pointing at open dudes on the 3-point line or just raining threes on them. Defense looks absolutely disgusting for the Timberwolves. They were not great, but solid last year defensively. I want to say they were like 15th. Let me pull this up right now. Let me pull this up right now. Yeah, defensive rating last year, they were 13th in the league, slightly above average. Right now, so you think, right? 13th best defensive rating in the league last year. You add someone who a lot of people, myself included, arguably say a walking top 10 defense in of himself. That's what he's been for the Jazz these last couple of seasons. Walking top 10 defense on the strength of himself. And now you're the 19th defensive rated team in the league. You're a bottom 10 defense. What is going on over there? And I think it's a couple of pieces. One, I don't think anyone is really happy over there. They don't look happy. They don't look like they're enjoying playing basketball. Anthony Edwards is not happy. He said multiple times, yo, the paint is clogged. I can't work. I can't work like this because the paint is clogged. Didn't I say that might be the case? Didn't I say that this summer? So now we got Karl-Anthony Towns going to be out for 46 weeks. Luckily, so far we know it was just a calf strain. When I was watching that game when he got injured? I think I might have. Yeah, I was watching the game when he got injured. When he first went down, I thought it was an Achilles because he went down, looked like by himself. He was running and just fell, and he reached back and grabbed his leg. I thought it was an Achilles, just like Kevin Durant's injury. Turns out it's just a calf strain right now, but he's still gonna be out for 46 weeks. And I saw a tweet earlier today, and it said, for all y'all people who was saying Anthony Edwards is him and he's going to have this basically superstar level jump, well, he got 46 weeks to prove it because he's been complaining and saying that the offense ain't really been running around him, that he hasn't been able to get off and do what he normally does. Well, now Cat's not there. So there's nobody getting in your way offensively to take shots away from you because they're going to be leaning on you and they're going to be expecting you to step up. Now, I think the problem that the Timberwolves ran into was they tried to build around, I don't know what the thought process was for the Timberwolves, right? So there's two ways that you think about this. One, you can say they were building around Anthony Edwards, which is like, okay, but I think you tried to build too much. You tried to go all in too soon. If the goal was to build around Anthony Edwards, I think he's still a little bit too young to be like, okay, let's mortgage our whole future for this guy. I think you could have waited another year, maybe even two, to make a move like that, to let him continue to develop, just because he's still so young. Now, the other thought process is, if you were trying to build around Cat, I think you made a mistake. And I'll be honest, this isn't my thought. I was listening to, well, the next piece I'm going to say isn't my thought. I was listening to The Mismatch, and I want to say it was Chris Vernon. He said, when you're building around a guy, if he's not a top 10 guy, you made a mistake. Like top 10 in the league guy, you're making a mistake in building around him. And he was like, you can build with, you know what I'm saying? Like you can build with somebody. And he brought up the Bulls. He was like, if the Bulls were building around Zach LaVine, there's no way in the world they signed DeMar DeRozan. It works, and it worked out for them. They're winning games. But if they were building around Zach LaVine, they don't sign DeMar DeRozan because DeMar doesn't spread the floor. DeMar is in the mid-range. Him and Zach do some similar things, right? So my question for the Timberwolves was, if you're building around Cat, you did it wrong because the Cat's not a top 10 guy. Might not even be a top 3 guy at his position, depending on who you're talking to. The Minutes, they just don't look good. They don't look good at all. I don't love what I'm seeing out of D'Angelo Russell. I think they need a point guard who makes a little bit better than him. But I don't know how you I don't know how you fix this. Like they put themselves in a really, really bad spot that's really, really hard to fix. And I've heard some rumors already that the only way to fix it potentially is a trade Cat, which, I mean, then you really are building around Anthony Edwards, which is cool, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anthony Edwards is him. Rudy's the reason he's been bad. I mean, Anthony Edwards is good, but people were telling me Anthony Edwards was about to do this year what what SGA's doing this year. I mean, if we keep it at a B, people were expecting Anthony Edwards to have SGA's year. And I was like, I mean, I don't know. Because people telling me, oh, Anthony Edwards about to be MIP next year. That's what y'all was telling me over the summer. Anthony Edwards, not necessarily y'all, but you know what I mean, the internet, y'all, was telling me over the summer. And he went from 21 a game last year to only 22. Field goal percentage went from 44 to 45. 3-point percentage went from 35 to 34. He's not having a bad year by any means. He's not a bum. He's not bad. He's still putting up his numbers, which are still good numbers. I just don't think we're seeing the leap that some people thought we would see. And I think part of it is because Rudy and Cat, for a multitude of reasons, should not be on the same team together. If the Heat win without, what's the name? I'm going to convert to All right, let me see what y'all talking about. Mm-mm. Dang, y'all way up here, way over here. Oh, golly, y'all going crazy. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Let's see. Range as Hawk is Jokic top 10 this year. Remember, he's only averaging 20, but he's doing efficiently, lead his team to a good record. Mm. That is tough. I'll be honest, I have not given much consideration to the order of players if I had a top 10 or whatever this year. I haven't like got into the thought process of making top 5 lists. Like I want to get in, I want to, do my positions and all that in the third. But off the top of my head is Jokic top 5 in the league right now. 23 points a game, 9 rebounds, almost 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 62% from the field. That is crazy. 84% from the free throw line. Without thinking too deep into it, I'm going to say, yeah, Jokic is top 10 right now. I'm going to say, yeah. I'm going to say, yeah. I think, yeah, Jokic still top 10. I was just about to say, I will say, I don't think he'll be an MVP candidate this year, but I don't think that has anything to do. Like, I think we're going to see Jokic's numbers take a dip. At least his scoring numbers take a dip to what we've seen the last couple of years because he has some of his guys back. That for no other reason because their roster is better and there's other guys that are there who can actually take some shots. But as we can see, 68% from the field, his efficiencies, 62% from the field, his efficiency is only going up. So, yeah. That's not crazy. And maybe it's because I don't want it to seem like hate, but over the last 2 seasons, last couple of years, maybe not this year, but last year, the year before that, saying Gobert over Bam really wasn't crazy. Like for real. 5 picks. You know what? Rage? You're not gonna trigger me, Rage. You try to trigger me, I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you. Almost. 5 picks do sound crazy in the grand scheme of things, but hey, man, it is what it is. Nah, Jokic probably ain't top 5. Yeah, I wouldn't give Jokic top 5 per se, but if they can make a trade to improve the bench, I think they can. If they make a trade to improve the bench. I wish I knew what I was saying when you said this, Range. You know what's crazy? I literally need to set up stuff. Let me scroll down all the way to the bottom of this because I'm like way up in the chat. Y'all going crazy, which I appreciate, but I'm way up in the chat. And I said, let me see what's going on here. And the first thing I see is, guys, keep asking questions so we can keep the stream longer. Y'all ain't slick. Keep going to 10 is nasty. I mean, I have a lot I want to talk about, so we might be here to 10 o'clock. All right, let me go back up. I'm going back up. Golly, chat was going crazy. That's the only team maybe besides the Pacers that would want Wiseman. Improving your defense is important. So what team y'all talking about was saying would want Wiseman? I'm trying to figure out. Hey. Oh, Wiseman and a first for Pirtle? Oh, to the Spurs. Listen, Jakob Pirtle, if I'm the Spurs, I'm shopping him. I am shopping Jakob Pirtle. He's having a really good season right now, and he's turning into probably the most underrated center in basketball. Excuse me. He's averaging 12 and 9, which don't sound crazy. It ain't really crazy, but 12 and 9 is still 12 and 9. 13 and 9 for real, if we keep it at a B. On 64% from the field. Not going to do much defensively. But if you're looking for a solid backup big, if you're a good team, Jakob Pirtle could be him for you. Steph, Giannis, Luka, Tatum, KD. That makes sense. The problem is, though, with the Warriors, and it sucks because I saw a tweet that I feel like I'm definitely lower than I was 10 minutes ago. I saw a tweet a couple of days ago that said Steph Curry with this current Warriors organization is finally realizing why LeBron James always trades away the young guys. And we might have talked about this before because I want to say I saw this like a week or so ago. But the sentiment still fits. Now Wiseman's in the G League. Moody still doesn't look amazing all the time. Poole even looks questionable from time to time now. And I get it. The Warriors system is very, very difficult. It's very intricate. We say all the time how intricate it is. And these young guys aren't picking up on it fast enough for a team that just came off a championship and potentially is trying to repeat. A team that's trying to make a deep playoff run. They need Wiseman out there. They need him to figure it out and get it together so they can have some more front court depth. Because I think in theory, the raw talent that is his game, he's a good player. I just think he needs time to develop and get used to playing NBA basketball. And I don't know if the Warriors are the team for development. At least not at this stage of the Warriors' current, I guess you could say, timeline. Because I'm not saying they're bad at player development. I mean, Steph was from there, basically. Clay, Draymond, like, they can develop players, and they have. They just don't have the time to right now. And they don't have the time for young players' mistakes right now. Then just saying move that money towards Poole and Clay. I don't know what the Warriors are going to do in terms of. I truly have no idea what the Warriors are going to do in terms of. Dang, Embiid had 19. Hold on. My boy hit me up. My boy put a bet on Embiid. I got to see what the rest of Embiid's stat line is. He put in a bet on Embiid. I think he had to hit 44 between points, rebounds, assists, block. Like his box score just had to reach up his stats basically just had to reach up to 44 between points, assists, blocks, rebounds, all that jazz. If he only had 19, he might not even got there. LeVert had 22. Oh my gosh. Donovan Mitchell had 18 and we lost. Second best defense in the league. Hey, come on now. What did I just say? We struggled to score. We scored 85. Duncan Robinson for Gobert? That's crazy. So let's talk about Klay Thompson since we were talking about the Warriors because Unlimited Range just said Klay has been shot. I want to say Klay right now is shooting 40% from the three, right? So he is slowly bouncing back. He started out the year rough. We could all admit that. He did start out the year rough. Started the year not necessarily looking like himself. He is still coming from an ACL injury, y'all. I think we got to remember that with Klay Thompson. Didn't play basketball for 2 years and only played 32 games last year. Regular season games. He's looked better over these last couple. And I think there's a world. Hear me out. I think there's a world where Klay starts to look more like himself, even if it's just the 3-point line. Like, even if it's just from 3. And honestly, when I'm looking at it right now, he only really started out the season slow. Like, this is his, let me see. This is his stats from this season. Started out the season a little rough here, 33%, 28, 0, 14. Cleans it up a little bit in here. Small rough patch here. Starts to clean it up with his 38%, 5 for 13. But then he gives us his 4 for 10. Gave that great game against the Houston Rockets. It's the Rockets. It was a great game, but it's the Rockets. And then 6 for 12 against Utah, 5 for 8 against Minnesota. We all know Minnesota can't guard a perimeter. So I think there's you can see, I'm not trying to make excuses for Klay Thompson coming back and saying he's not actually coming back, but I think he's slowly coming into himself, which is, I'd love to see that for him. Especially considering he had that moment a couple weeks ago. He was like, dang, everybody talking about me when the TNT guys were talking about it. It was like, yo, I haven't played. Like, can I get back? It just sucked to see him, I guess I'll say, be honest with his emotions so publicly, because he was like, yo, that kind of hurt my feelings and type. But it's good to see him, making a comeback. Defense is important. All right. I think I caught up to chat for the most part in terms of like questions and stuff. Like Duncan Bird, they've been top 3, blah blah blah. Oh, because Rage is saying, all right. So Rage is saying they have a top 3 to 5 defense every time they win and chip. Their defense is always needed to be good. And besides that, when you have weapons like Curry, Poole, I ain't gonna lie to you, Unlimited. Just when you mention weapons and Wiggins pops up, as no hate to Wiggins, I have a history of how I perceived Wiggins before he became a Warrior these last couple of years. And I don't think I've ever heard the phrase offensive weapons and Andrew Wiggins being in the same sentence before. It makes sense because he is playing well, especially this year. It just, I did not expect to see that. Yes, people were saying Ant's going to be an MVP. People were saying, I don't want to get back on the Timberwolves and bashing them. Well, people were saying Ant's going to be an MVP. I think people was ready to, and I get it to an extent because a lot of people were going off of what we saw in the playoffs from Anthony Edwards because in the playoffs, in his defense, he did turn his game up a lot. But nah. It's crazy. Everybody loves to say this about us Sixers, but no one talks about Giannis shooting free throws or Luka shooting free throws. Anyway. Let's see. If there's a redraft of 2022, Paolo's still gonna go number 1. Oh no, that's right. Chet went number 1, but he's injured. That's tough because you probably just don't draft Chet at all if you know he's gonna be injured, and Paolo would be number 1, and yeah, Benedict Mathurin would probably be number 2. All right. Golly. Okay. All right. Let me catch up. Let me see what y'all talking about. And my most improved was SGA. SGA for sure. I'm really looking forward to seeing Scoot in the NBA rage. Like, I haven't watched this. Y'all know me. I don't watch college ball like that. I watched the Scoot Victor game when they played, and it was on ESPN. But that's the only time I've seen Scoot so far. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing him, but I don't be paying him no mind. Oh, we do need to set that up. Yeah, we do need to set that up. Because then I can have it set up that somebody hit exclamation point Discord. They can find the Discord. Yeah. Let's talk about CJ and the New Orleans Pelicans. So the Pelicans to me haven't been like, I've liked some aspects of the Pelicans game. I'm enjoying watching Zion. I'm not gonna hold you. I think I wanted to see Zion the way he was his first year when he was like 26 points on 60-something%. We're getting like 23 points on 50-something%, so it's still not bad. Like, I'm just nitpicking here, I guess you could say. But I'm pulling it up right now. Hold on. Yeah, Zion's at 22% on 22 points on 57%, which is still absolutely amazing. CJ McCollum isn't. I don't think he's. I don't know what's up with him right now. He's shooting 41% from the field, 34% from 3, which isn't bad. But that 41% is absolutely horrible. And I'm very curious to see what is he shooting in it. Because I know he doesn't only utilize mid-range, but I know that's a part of his game. You know what I'm saying? It's not bad. I'll be honest with you. I don't know why he's shooting so bad from the field. Am I tripping? Y'all look at this with me. So right now, CJ, 18 points a game, 41% from the field, 34% from 3, right? He'll come down to his shooting because I wanted to see what he was shooting in the mid range. Percentage of his field goals by distance. So almost 40% of his shots are threes. And not so much at the rim per se, that's 0 to 3 feet. But then he kind of spread it out between 3 to 10, 10 to 16, and 16 to the 3. Like I said, he likes the mid range. And in that mid range, 40% on the deep mid. But right here where he likes to get to, he's 48%, 43% right here. Most of his field goals, at least at the 3, are assisted. 2s, I understand, not being as assisted. I gotta clearly watch for Pelicans. I'm just honestly surprised that he's not playing as well as I thought he would. I'm not necessarily talking about the fact that he's only scoring 18 a game. I really didn't expect him to even be taking 18 field goals a game, to be completely honest with you. But more so surprised at the 41% from the field. That feels low for me. That feels really, really low for me. For him, at least. Yeah, the Discord commands. We're going to have to set that up. We talked about most improved. This is absolutely insane and hilarious. I'm not that old. Do you know Aubrey Graham? You don't like Embiid top 5? I think depending on who you're talking to and depending on what they value in a player, I think Embiid could be in a lot of people's top 5 conversations. I really do think he could be in a lot of people's top 5 conversations. Off the rip, Giannis, Luka, Tatum, and then depending on who you're talking to, KD, Steph, and Embiid. I've seen various lists where those next 2 spots are interchangeable with those 3 guys. Really just depends on who you're talking to. Let me see. Let's talk about the Jazz. Yeah. I don't think the Jazz were going to remain that good. They're currently the 8th seed right now. They're 12 and 10. They're 12 and 11. We talked about it a little bit when we did our Coach of the Year stuff. But I think this is for the best. Like, if we're being real, the Jazz don't need to be good because I don't think they have a roster that's going to actually sustain. Like, I don't think they have a roster that's good enough to, like, legit be a playoff team. To me, at least. Because when I look at the fact like the Warriors are the 10 seed, the Mavs are the 9 seed still, and we'll see what the heck the Timberwolves figure out doing. But my point is the Jazz will be better suited to lose a couple of games because then Danny Ainge won't feel crazy when he starts to trade away pieces for more draft picks. Set what up? Rage, to further explain, I was talking to Mega VR Freak, our mod and here and in the Discord. We want to create it so that when somebody, like, every now and then somebody asks the Discord, because I'll be plugging the Discord to the streams. So sometimes somebody pop in the stream like, oh, what's the Discord? And I usually have to go find the link. But we're trying to set it up if they hit exclamation point and type out Discord, it'll just boom, pop up the link. I just got to set it up. I know how, I just got to take the time to do it. We can do Desmond Bain for Pirtle. I got you, Ninja. Oh, what happened to the Wizards last year is happening. And in Ninja's defense, he did say that. He said, I don't know. Did he say that about? I don't know who he said that. Did he say it about the Sixers or did he say it about somebody else? I mean, that's what happens with a lot of teams. Sometimes the team you'll get hot to start the season. Part of it could be easier schedule. Part of it could just be other teams aren't ready, and you just might be a young team that's ready to go hoop. Fun fact though, I don't think what's happening to the Wizards last year is going to happen to them again. I actually like the Wizards this year. I think Kristaps Porzingis is actually playing very, very well. The fact that that man had 41 against a team that's supposedly have two centers, absolutely insane. But you know what? It was cool. It's cool. Them Timberwolves, man. I don't know what's going on with them. All right. When you stop watching the Sixers. Why y'all in here talking about football? I couldn't tell you nothing. Vanderbilt is underrated for the Jazz. He is. Vanderbilt's good. Vanderbilt's probably the best defender on that team. It's a good trade piece. Trade him. Like, go blow this team up. And the reason I'm also saying blow this team up is because the Jazz, the reason they made all these trades, the reason they traded away Donovan and Rudy in the first place was to finally blow it up. Donovan and Rudy had y'all at the top of the Western Conference every year, year after year, but y'all didn't do nothing in the playoffs. So clearly y'all had regular season success, Utah. So why does it seem like, that's why I'm saying I don't think they're going to keep these guys, because they traded away their best guys for pieces and to rebuild. So continue to rebuild. Ooh, that sounds disgusting. Oh, you're wild. You're wild. Who? That is hilarious. So funny, Rage. I quickly looked up. I said, the thing is, okay, so this is what I mean when I say blow it up, VR, because that's a great point. Hawk saying blow it up. Talk about a team that traded the 2 All-Stars for picks of young pieces. I'm saying continue it. Let Mike Conley go. Jordan Clarkson, out of here. You can keep Clarkson, Laurie, Vanderbilt. You can keep them 4 because they're young. Maybe Clarkson. I mean, Conley. I'm packing them up. Is Bogdanovich still there? Or did he already get moved? I know Ingles is gone. I don't know. I just feel like if they really wanted to do more in terms of blow up, they could. Do they have some nice young pieces that they can continue to grow and see what happens with them? Sure. I'm just saying. If I was Danny Ainge, I would be going after more picks. That's just me. Oh, I meant to answer that. It's funny. I Googled that name, and so 2 things popped up, right? The first one was oh no. All right. The first one didn't pop up. I typed that name in and somebody from Ninjago came up. Is this what I'm supposed to be looking at? I type in Lloyd Garmadon, or however you say it, and this is what I got. This is what I got. The only other Lloyd I know is the R&B singer. Okay, then no, I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. In season 15. There is 15 seasons of Ninjago? Y'all really about to call me old. I remember when Ninjago started. Like, I remember when Ninjago premiered as a show. I look like what? Nah, y'all. I need y'all to see this. I need y'all to see this. What is this? Rage, you a funny one, bro. You a funny one. No one sees the resemblance. All right. Why go full screen and stare into the cam? Let's play some Purtle before we get up out of here. I don't think we're making it to 10. I ain't got much. I don't think I have more that I want to talk about NBA wise. The Lakers folded that game against the Pacers. Anthony Davis looks absolutely amazing when LeBron wasn't there. Not blaming LeBron for that. I'm just saying when LeBron isn't there, Anthony Davis steps his game up more, and he looked really, really good. Shout out to AD. For those couple of games, he looked like he could be this top 10 player that we wanted him to be. But he has to do that consistently, and he's not. Speaking of Anthony Davis, one last thing I did want to talk about before we get up out of here. How can I put this nicely? We got to start holding Kawhi Leonard accountable. I don't know how else to say it nicely. We got to start holding Kawhi accountable. The man has played 5 games this season. I think out of a possible 22 or 23 games, he's played 5. 5 games. Now, when I was trying to have this conversation and talk about this before, when I brought it up last season, everybody was like, well, it's because, we know who Kawhi is. Kawhi is him. In the playoffs, he steps his game up to the next level. He has 2 finals MVPs. I get it. I get that. I do. But when Anthony Davis had missed time last season, and like we said, Rage put it on. The 80 jokes is corny now. It's Data Davis. It's street clothes. It's this, that, and the third. And this ranges from ESPN media to dude on Twitter with 5 followers, right? But Kawhi has played 5 games this season. And I don't, where's the slander? And I'm not saying I'm here for and I approve of or like players getting slandered, this, that, and the third. I'm just saying let's keep the same energy. Because Kawhi is nowhere to be found. There's no timeline on his return. I couldn't even tell you what his injury is. To keep it a bean off the top of my head, no idea what his injury is. I'm assuming it's something with his legs. And now, is injury a part of the game? Yeah, it is. It's an unfortunate part of basketball. I'm just saying keep the same energy. Because, yes, Kawhi does have, did go crazy in that Raptors championship run. Absolutely phenomenal. But you know how he got there? The man only played like 50 or 60 games in the regular season. They load managed the crap out of that man. Didn't play no back-to-backs. Didn't play 3 games in 4 nights. So he was basically fresh come playoffs. And then the Clippers did the same thing these last 3 seasons. Load management, or injury. And no one says anything. He just skates on by. I'm telling you, man, you get yourself a ring and won't nobody say nothing about you ever. Or you get yourself a ring and you just be a quiet player, nobody gonna say nothing. And maybe that's what it is. Because he played for the Spurs, the organization that the media don't really care about. He goes to Toronto. Toronto's not a small city, but it's not a major NBA market. Let's keep it a B. And then he goes to LA, probably arguably the biggest or second biggest NBA market, but he's on the Clippers, not the Lakers, so who cares? Anthony Davis is on the Lakers, so the media is going to care. I'm just saying, keep the same energy. Because that man Kawhi, I can't tell you the last time I saw him play. Absolutely insane. Oh, yes. And AD has a ring. So maybe we need to get a finals MVP. Maybe that's what it is, bro. Maybe that's what it is. because it. No. It's not a major. It's not a major NBA market. And it's in America. Toronto is the entire country of Canada's NBA team. So in Canada, I am sure they talk about the Toronto Raptors 24/7 on whatever their news cycle sports channels are, right? But in America, come on now. Let's not act like the Toronto Raptors are talked about on a regular basis in America. Like, come on now. Let's not do that. Let's not. I don't know what it is, man. And I like Kawhi's game. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is not me calling Kawhi a bum. This is not me saying Kawhi's game isn't nice. This is not me saying Kawhi's mid-range is one of the most deadly, mid-ranges in the league. He's not one of the best defenders. Like, I'm not saying none of that. I'm not saying nothing about him as a player. All I'm saying is availability is the best ability. And right now, he ain't got none of that. Well, y'all uneducated and got to sell an arm and a leg to go to the hospital. So, America. I'm not saying America's better than Canada. I'm just telling you, American media ain't checking for the Raptors. That's all I'm saying. That's hilarious. I had to get that off my chest because we was talking about the Lakers and it made me think of Anthony Davis and that made me think of Kawhi. Let me look at my notes real quick before we play Pirtle. Make sure there's nothing left I wanted to talk about. Shout out to my guy Dwight for going crazy and it's Taiwan, the Taiwan league in Taiwan. Don't ask me what team he on. I don't know, but I know he was going crazy. I only really paid attention to the first two games. So that's the games that went viral. First game he had 38 points. He's shooting threes, going crazy. He shot 10 threes. Don't ask me why in the world Dwight Howard shot 10 threes in his first game. That coach literally was like, hey, yo, you're Dwight Howard. Go and do what you want. But the dopest part about it to me, 25 rebounds, 4 blocks, 9 assists. He just looked really, really athletic out there still. Like, he was still dunking the ball, still jumping over everybody. I think part of that is probably because he probably still is the biggest dude on the court. But the athleticism looked great. Shout out to my guy Dwight. No, bro. I remember that we had Dwight. I also remember that we had Drummond. I would have loved either of those as a backup big right now. I'm not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. Maybe not Dwight, but Drummond I'd take as a backup big right now. Also, look, I heard that DeMarcus Cousins might be going over to that Taiwan league. Excuse me. And to this day, still to this day, I have no idea why he's not a Denver Nugget and why DeAndre Jordan is. DeAndre Jordan is trash, bro. Trash. All right, let's play some Pirtle. PO. All right. I saw somebody said. I also can't believe what no one's picked up Boogie. It doesn't make sense to me. I hear you saying do Jovic, but I want to say Ninja beat you to it, and he said do. Oh, I gotta find it now. Dang it! I meant to type it in. Ninja said do Desmond Bane, so we doing Desmond Bane. Boogie got backball sound crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, I also don't know why Carmelo Anthony's not in the league either. Also, real quick, before we play Pirtle, Melo's not in the league. Dwight's not in the league. Boogie's not in the league. I think the NBA is just moving on. The NBA is moving on from the old guys. That's what it seemed like to me. Some of these teams don't necessarily want the old vet president, stuff like that. Like, look at the Rockets. The Rockets have no veteran presidents. The oldest dude on that team, I want to say, is Eric Gordon, and he does not strike me as a veteran leader. Melo to the Heat don't sound bad. Y'all need a 4. Melo can't play defense. This is correct. But I mean, a couple of minutes off the bench. A couple of minutes off the bench, him at the 4. I don't know. I don't know. All right, Desmond Bane. Western Conference guard, a little bit shorter than 6'5", but like 6'4", 6'3", but old. Southwest. So not Pacific. Let's try Steph. Western Conference Pacific. So exact. Oh, Steph 6'2", not 6'3". Dang. So 6'3", 6'4", guard, Pacific Division. Pacific Division teams are Lakers, Clippers, Warriors, King. How tall is Fox? Oh, but he's 34. 6'3", that's 34 years old. Is it John Wall? Nah, it can't be PG. That's going to be too tall. Pat Bev. Is he 6'3"? I don't know John Wall or Russ's height off the top of my head. Yeah, Paul Targe. PG 834. I don't even want to say Russ is 34, to be honest with you. That feels old. John Wall might not even be 34. I think it might be Pat Bev. I know he spent some more time in college than most. He wasn't directly to the league. How old is Kevin Durant off the top of my head? I want to say KD's like. Let's do Bev. I don't know everyone's height off the top of my head. I'm going to do Bev, though. It's a Laker. Pat Bev is 6'2". I thought him and Steph was. I was like, is Pat Bev really taller than Steph? Is Russ 34? It's got to be Russ. I mean, you was right. I ain't realize Russ was 34. I ain't got yelled at it. I done clicked D'Angelo Russell on accident. God. I'm saying that was 4 guesses. I clicked D-Lo on accident. No, I know KD was in the East. I was saying how old KD's age was because I was trying. If I could guess KD's age, I know Russ was probably like a little bit a year younger than him. So I was trying to, you know what I mean? Dags. So you know what's crazy? Russ being 34. What we're seeing from him now and how we didn't see him look amazing last year and he didn't look better until he came off the bench this year. Russ plays a really high octane game. It's hard to play like that at 33, 34 years old. He just might be getting old. No. We gonna say 4. Nah. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. Ray says it's 5. Ninja saying 5. Ray said 5. Said you saw it on a 5. Hawk slipping, he got it at 5. Nah, this is crazy. Oh man, this is crazy. You said check Discord. Dang it, I gotta open it on my Hold on, I'll open it. JKGH on TikTok asks, y'all be asking these types of questions on TikTok. That's one thing I will say, but NBA TikTok is who is better than who? Who's top 5 this? There's not a lot of, there are some, I'm not going to say a lot. The creators that I follow have like deep conversations and just try to talk about like their opinions on the game and stuff like that. But the comment section on TikTok is top 5 this, who is better than that. It's not a lot of discourse. I only say that because somebody asked me, well, who's better, KD or LeBron? And I'm like, yeah, neither. Yo, real quick, shout out to Ninja. If Ninja don't do nothing, Ninja is going to pull a receipt. If Ninja Dills don't do nothing, he gonna pull a receipt. He said on the third, this was his hot take. The Jazz will be the Wizards from last season. Play amazing the first half of the season, fall off in the second half of the season. If he don't do nothing, he gonna do a range. I'll say this. That's kind of who I was talking about. Not all the way. It's a couple of people that do it. They're not the only ones. And in their defense, I don't watch their episodes. In their defense, I don't watch their episodes. But part of the reason is because the clips that they put out, while they do numbers, they do go viral. I would kill to have players' choices following. You feel me? But I don't think sometimes they do. So I'm not going to give them, say all the time. But like 70 to 75% of the times, the clips that they post in the TikTok are just like, dang, not my light dying. I guess we have been live for 2 hours. The viral ones, the arguments, the yelling, grown men cussing each other out over basketball players who have never met them, will never meet them, don't care about them. And it's not just that's not the type of content I like to watch. I'm not the yelling debate type of guy. I'll debate and we can go back and forth and have a conversation. And I've definitely been caught yelling on stream once or twice before, but it's not ever like that. They be sounding angry, and don't necessarily feel all the time that they're doing like breakdowns. Isn't the word? I don't know. It's a debate show. It's not my cup of tea though. Ninja, we ain't gonna get a stream of just your hot takes. I don't think we're gonna do that. I ain't gonna hold you. I could tell what they do. Hey, Katie's philosophy of just enjoying basketball is, shout out to his brand, Enjoy Basketball. And it's funny, about 6 months, I'd say, before he came out with the Enjoy Basketball brand, he had been saying it for a while on his stuff, Enjoy Basketball. And that's kind of when I came up. When I started, well, I guess no, because I had Let's Talk Hoops, almost the idea of it right when I started, of just being like, I just want to talk about basketball with y'all. We can disagree, we can agree, but at the end of the day, I'm enjoy the games I'm watching. So I do need to cop some Enjoy Basketball merch. I want to get I want a hoodie low key. I also low key want to redo my own merch. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff I want to do. I haven't gotten around to it. Check the Discord. Let me see. Discord and the general chat. Clinton Southall. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Nah, this is nasty. This is nasty. What is this? What is this? Yo, nah. This is somebody gonna rewatch the stream afterwards. If you rewatch Gang and you make it this far, I really do appreciate you, because this deep into the stream, it really just be chatting. We just be hanging out with the stream, and you really low-key got to be in here to appreciate it, because we don't be talking hoops every now and then. That's why I asked you to look at the camera. We low-key making the same like smug face too, which is even wilder. Like, oh gosh, nah, that's insane. That is insane. Not Ant-Man saying I look like a Lego. You know what, y'all? Appreciate y'all for pulling up, bro. I hope y'all had a good time in the stream, bro. I hope y'all had a good time. I did. I know I did. We will be here next Wednesday. I'm done dipping and dodging, y'all. I'm gonna go watch these last 2 games. I done missed every game tonight, but I'll watch these last 2. That's about to pop on. Pacers Kings. Low key, that's gonna be a good game. right, y'all. I'm out of here. We'll see y'all next week. If you made it this far, once again, you are a real one. Rewatch gang. If you definitely made it this far in Rewatch gang, you're a real one. I'm gonna watch this Pacers King game and chop up the team awards for a video. I'm so glad you talked about it. I had to get that Kawhi stuff off my chest. Me and my boy been talking about that stuff for the last couple of weeks, and it's just like I literally tweeted. Look, y'all got me all over the place. When they announced that he was gonna miss more time, I was basically like, you know what? I don't even care. I don't even care. We don't see him no way. So what's it even matter? But all right. My daddy is crazy. I will see y'all next week. I'm out of here. Peace. I got you in the Streamlabs. Probably tomorrow.